So this is the moment recapitulation for the day 18 in Godot game engine. Can I have some kind of lights, huh? From every side, like make the post fancy, like streamer lights, notepad maximized on the screen. Day 18 here on my website. I also mocked up the article. I'm like also not just, hey, this is live recording and rehearsal, like I usually always say. So everything goes into this. The whole suite of medias and skills: website, video production, live performance streaming, distribution, publishing articles, putting all references together. So this is the catalog, and I get the day 18 article for the reference. I'll catch up with those few missing. So in the day 18, in the first part of the stream, well, here's the trick. You may watch this as a standalone episode stream recapitulation or day 18 recapitulation in Godot engine, or you jumped at the end of the, before it was cut from the whole stream, the final chapter, the stream recap. I've mentioned in the, well, anyway, for you watching the standalone version, there's a link in the video to the article where the full version is, or the cut down edited versions that will come, that I'll catch up to publish in a week or two. But I made it work this way, that the video long stream has a chapter, so you can jump through the boring parts. So in the first chapter 1 and 2, intro and the warm-up, to get zoned in, I actually had a conversation to start introducing complexity in the few projects I've done in the beginning, like the tutorials I've done, few tutorials that I've finished from original documentation. Your first 2D game, 3D game. So I've actually got creative in my mind and thought, oh, maybe implement there some features like demo mode. I also already mentioned that demo mode for like so I can use it during my streams for breaks, so that there is some animation going on, some interactivity on its own. First 2D game tutorial and first 3D game tutorial, work on them, maybe try to merge them into one project. That would be interesting. And do I have these images anywhere? I'm just looking for that, just to make this look more meaningful. Okay, so this is first 3D, 2D. Do I have it anywhere playing? Doesn't matter super too much. So, and also a tutorial. So I got at least 3 finished tutorials that and actually my own projects, not my original ideas for a game, but they're in a way too simple, but have a great potential for development. That was my initial 2 segments of the stream that I was what's the term I was speculating. I was hoping maybe do that today, but anyway, it's an interesting flow of thoughts. Actually, good exercise suggestion, very practical, and has a potential for growth development. So in both your first 2D and your first 3D game, it's possible to, I don't know, I was thinking, I had the idea to implement in, let's, for example, 3D game, implement in a gameplay, put in design like a situation when randomly a weapon, melee weapon, drops, and that would make, when the player picks up the weapon, I would make it simple at first. The enemies run away from the player. How about that? And maybe introduce some environment obstacles to I don't know, make characters slow down, so it's not just everybody's moving at the same constant speed, and when the player picks up the weapon, so implement using the raycast for mobs to figure out what's going on around them. The danger is the player dangerous now, because usually they just randomly go in same direction until in case they don't track the player. That's the thing. So implement tracking the player, detecting him, following, like attacking him, not just randomly get spawned. Similar for the 2D game. And for the shoot 'em up game, for the shoot 'em up, implement new enemies for the beginning and sound effects. And insist for each tutorial, each lesson, cover all those topics. Get the exercise, adopt the exercise and build up the skill working with those assets. So if I just follow tutorials that give me already made assets and say, okay, do this, follow these steps, and I get the game, I didn't learn how to build assets. That's what I want to do. I want to design my assets. I'd like to spend some time the sprite animation frame by frame in a pixel style, very simple. It can be done. I've done that as a kid on Commodore 64 in shoot 'em up construction kit. It had a excellent tile map editor, character set editor, and the sprite sheet editor, either directional sprites or just a linear sprite animation. So that's very intuitive in Godot, and looking back to Commodore 64, only in Godot more can be done, especially with interpolations of animation, like keyframing, doing that. And actually, so what are the actual practical side in this stream was I decided to jump back to the project that time for 3.6 version, where I actually built two scenes. One is using the ready-made assets, where there's some gameplay going on here, like there is a animation for the coins implemented. Raycast is implemented here, so we can't fall off the world, just in the basic, but I can fall backwards. And then there is this bump effect, kicking back the player when hitting these spikes. But this raycast detection of the edge for the player is poorly implemented, because I need to jump like across the invisible ledge, but picking the coins work. and there's shooting. So the camera is managed here, at least in the looking around back and forth, no up and down. And in the same project I have a next scene. There is no main scene in this project, so if I try to launch the project, it says, oh, no scene defined. So I'll actually, this leaves me room to implement like a scene management, the game project backbone, like scene management manager, and more elaborate practice of managing the game assets, scenes, loading, when, what, maybe implement the menu selection. So in the same project I have this scene from today. It's the same assets, existing scene for the player. This scene is reusing the script. It has slapped on itself. I just slapped to it, attached the script for the scene I just demonstrated previously, which allows mouse capture, and to release the mouse from the game world, it's the hitting the escape button is implemented, so I can move the mouse, and to get back start capturing back the mouse in the game world, it uses the suit implemented in the game to capture the mouse back into the game world. And in this scene we use the solid constructed solid geometry to build this room, ramp, with constructed solid geometry nodes, box, polygon, and also operations like to cut out this passage door into this box geometry. So here are two geometries actually, just the operation of intersection, or actually subtraction, is performed between here the removed box merged with this wall, and in the game that actually looks like this. There is a door, so here's the door, which has a subtraction here, operation applied, selected, perform on its parent, so it's a child of a wall, and it's all sitting in the CSG combiner that in a way acts like a parent container for the actual visible geometry. See, combiner doesn't have a visible part to it. And I also use set the lights inside to give the environment a little bit of depth, because without lights everything looks flat. And also apply the material color to the geometry, so it's not blend white, now it's blend pastel, washed out red, pink. Well, thanks for checking out the stream summary. Great exercise. I like revisiting this after quite a few days, several days. So I recently started doing every other day arts of Malivi ready, because I want to do also keep my using the digital art tools, and I need to work on my collectibles. So I'll do arts every day, and then while Blender and Godot will will exchange, swap, one day Blender, then Arts, then Godot, then Arts, then Blender, then Arts, then Godot. So more frequent art, and every other next one will be Godot and Blenders. And I'll merge them all together at one point, because the arts include also building visual assets for the game. And there's also sound aspect, because I want to learn, also exercise how to produce the sound clips, samples, how to manage them in the engine, and how to prepare them, how to cut them, how long they should be sound samples. Should they have some muted parts at the end and the beginning to prevent clipping? When should they be cut? How introduced? A previous stream for Godot I went through the actually using the simple basic audio manager project from another website. It's the Godot tutorials, I think, godotut.org. And I'm done. I know how that you enjoy this guy struggling to put together two meaningful sentences. But hey, first, it's not my first language. And actually, I'm not talking to those of you who know all this. I'm trying to have a conversation with those who would like to know but have no previous knowledge or background. So if I just talk coding, object-oriented programming concepts, who am I talking to? I'm doing these dailies to actually plot, map, figure out, pinpoint all the obscure topics and methods, practices, approaches to this subject that makes it hard for the beginners to understand and even give up. And I want to keep them encouraged, like, hey, is this too abstract, hard to understand? Exercise. If it's not your first language, be more persistent, be more stubborn, experiment. There's so much more to Godot that it's not obvious at the first look from the surface. It allows for implementing very complex game management, game design, not just drag and dropping from the nodes list and creating a basic. Let's create a basic game. I know what. I'm guessing that many of those who would like, I want game development, learn. They're looking from the visual, like appeal to the game. But the visual and graphics, let's say visuals or visual effects, they actually all are extended from the from a descriptive thought process, descriptive language implemented in the underlying tool functionality. And then again, by the descriptive language, the conventions and terminology of the tools, underlying tools. So there is a required time to invest in reading through the reading materials. Videos are good, but when you want to sit and start working, you will need to have a text material to read through, because The video is too distracting, hard to follow. You need to rewind to catch up and memorize the steps to reproduce and so on. Malivi Eddy, your host, who loves you the most. Even you, signing out. See you in 3 days, I guess, with Godot, but tomorrow arts, then Blender, and then also in 4 days, then again arts. But I might start mixing things up, because here's the thing, what I want with the arts. I want them actually, bring them in, import them in Godot and make them interactive. That's my, that's what's all this time teasing me while learn or use specifically Godot engine, because it's simple and it can provide me a tool. It's providing me a tool how to make my other elements, other medias that I create, sound, music and graphics, make them interactive. And it has a scripting facility, so I can actually introduce some randomness, some unexpected results, not just lay out the flat storyline and do that like setting up a scene in a video and get the linear result in the video. When you play it once, you've seen it and that's done. With scripting you can introduce randomness, and that's I need to also work this speech a bit, because it's interesting. Yeah, said enough. Thanks for stopping by, I really appreciate your attention. Let me know in the comments. I'm not interested in your seed phrase for the Qcoin or the I don't know which crypto wallet. How to can you help me in the comments? I mean, can you help me? I have some USDT. Here's my seed phrase. How do I transfer it from Trust Wallet to Binance? Who's falling for that? Who's really falling for that? Stay safe. Buy cheap Bitcoin and sell it expensively. Sell it for high price. Set the 10% selling, going up by 10-20%. You'll miss the top, so don't wait. Don't wait for the moment you'll start selling. If you don't have anything to sell now you should wait until it gets back down to, I don't know, 50-60 levels. So that's the closing thought. Oh, look, again the black ending screen, which should be like this.